Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be my spoiler-free movie review for the movie Nope, directed by Jordan Peele. This was a movie that I was really excited about from the moment that I saw the trailer, and it was also a movie that I literally had like no idea what was going on from watching that trailer. It just looked really intriguing. So I went and saw it yesterday at my local theater, and I gotta say I actually really enjoyed it. The thing about this movie review that's going to be really hard to do is actually talk about it, because since it's spoiler-free, I can't really say much, and almost anything that I can possibly say about this review is going to be somewhat of a spoiler, so it's going to be very, very vague. Also, shout out to the Blue Jays, huge win yesterday. That's why I'm wearing the jersey for this review. But anyways, so I guess what we'll do is read the synopsis for the movie so we kind of get a general idea of what's happening here. So it says, caretakers at a California horse ranch encounter a mysterious force that affects human and animal behavior. Now, this isn't a spoiler. I think everyone knows that this movie is about aliens at this point, but it's not as straightforward as you think. There's definitely a big twist in the reveal that I think some people are gonna like and some people are not gonna like at all. But anyways, this movie is currently sitting at 82% right now, so it is fresh, and it's got an audience score of 74%, so it looks like audiences are really enjoying this movie. Now, I'll let you guys know if I agree with those ratings when I give you my final rating at the end of this spoiler-free review. If you guys are new to the channel, the way that I like to structure my reviews is first talking about the story, then the characters, then what I liked, then what I didn't like, then giving you my final rating out of 10. So let's go ahead and start talking about the story of Nope. So I gotta say I did enjoy it. I think it could have been done a little bit better, a little bit bit my tongue. So first, let's talk about the story. So in that synopsis, you saw there's basically this family that has a business where they train these horses for Hollywood movies. And the main family members that we focus on in the movie is O.J. Haywood, played by Daniel Kaluuya, and then Emerald Haywood, played by Keke Palmer. So these guys basically have to run the business after their father dies, but then this whole mysterious alien stuff is happening, which makes that much harder than it needs to be. Then some people go missing, some animals go missing, and some weird stuff happens. So that's pretty much the story in a nutshell. It's very hard to talk about this movie because everything is basically a spoiler. So I'll let you guys watch the movie and then figure out if you like the story or not. Personally, I did like the story, but the twist at the end I just wasn't that big of a fan of. Now on to the characters. So the first one that I want to talk about is O.J. Haywood, played by Daniel Kaluuya. Pretty solid character. He was like that very stoic and just like quiet guy. Very serious and kind of just keeps to himself. Really great performance. He was very serious in a lot of scenes, but then he was also actually pretty funny. Like, I think there was like 3 times where he said something and I was just laughing. Now, granted, it wasn't like fall out of your seat laughing, but it was more of a chuckle, but in a thriller type movie like that, that's kind of what you should expect. Overall, I thought the character was very good, and he's like the big brother of Keke Palmer's character and everything, and I thought he worked really well for this movie. And speaking of his sister, the next character we're going to talk about is Emerald Haywood. Keke Palmer did a great job. She was super charismatic. She brought a lot of fun and life to this movie. Literally every scene she was in, she just stole the show. Like, my eyes were just glued to the screen. She was just so fun to watch. She was just a really good, vibrant character to bring into this movie because pretty much everyone else is very serious. Then we got a couple pretty good side characters. So the first one is Angel, who is basically like this tech guy from the Fry's store, which is basically like a Best Buy. He was a pretty solid character. He was pretty funny, and his role was basically to help the family try to analyze what's happening. Then we had Steven Yeun playing Ricky Jupe Park. He was like this child actor in the past, and he has this ranch now where he does this show. The show that he produces at this ranch is a spoiler, so obviously I'm not going to talk about it, but I thought it was really interesting, and I liked the journey that his character went on. But overall, the cast did a great job. Like, there was not one performance where I was like, that was kind of lackluster. Like, everyone brought their A game. There was just never a moment in the movie where I was like, I'm bored of this character, let's move on. Everyone was really interesting in their own way. Alright, now let's move on to the things that I liked. So the first thing that I liked was the suspense that Jordan Peele brought with this movie. There's a lot of scenes where it's in the nighttime and you see some shadows and you see some stuff moving around, and it was just really creepy and it kept me on the edge of my seat. There was one scene in particular where I was literally gripping my seat. I was like, oh my god, goosebumps were flying everywhere. It was just a really, really awesome, creepy, suspenseful scene. It's in a barn, so when you guys go see the movie, just wait for a barn barn scene to happen, and you are gonna be blown away. It was done very, very well. So I really like that, but then I also really enjoyed the cinematography for Nope. There was a lot of really cool angles, there was some awesome nighttime shots. I would say every time there was a nighttime scene in this movie, I was just like blown away. Like, it just looked so damn good. And when some mysterious stuff is happening with those aliens at night, it just really looks fantastic. I really wish I saw this movie in D-Box, because whenever stuff is happening, you know, especially those suspenseful scenes at night, just moving around in the chair would just make the whole experience a little bit better. So maybe if I go see this movie for a second time, I'll watch it in D-Box, but I enjoyed it even just in regular. But yeah, those nighttime shots were just a chef's kiss. I like the chemistry of the cast, I like the story, I like the cinematography, and the number one thing that I really liked about Nope was just how immersive the movie is. Now that's basically Jordan Peele's biggest strength, is just creating these movies that are original stories that are super, super immersive. These are movies where you have to pay attention because the story is very important in these original movies. So the whole time you are just locked onto the screen, it's very suspenseful, it's very hard to just kind of zone out at all during these kinds of movies. And that's the thing that I really like about Jordan Peele as a director. Like, it is just so hard to, you know, look at your watch or look at your phone or really do anything besides focus on the story, and I really, really like that. Super immersive, and I had a great time watching it. Although I did like the movie, there are definitely some negatives that I want to talk about too. The first one is the pacing. There was some scenes where it just kind of dragged out, especially at the beginning. It really took a long time to get going, but when it did, it got really immersive and just creepy and everything, which I really enjoyed. But at the beginning, it did start off a little bit slow, and there were a few other moments throughout the movie where I was like, okay, this is kind of dragging on a little bit. The pacing wasn't terrible by any means. There was just a couple moments where I was like, okay, let's get a move on here. Another negative that I had was that some of those nighttime shots that I said I really liked, you honestly could not see like a single thing. So I was like trying to just squint and just really focus on the screen and all that, and I just couldn't really see much, which I don't know if that's what they were trying to do or not, but personally I just like to be able to at least see like the silhouettes of the characters, or like a horse, for example. And there was just some shots where it literally just looked like pitch black, but you could kind of notice things were moving, but it was just very hard to tell. And the third negative that I had was the whole twist reveal. I can't really say what that twist reveal is, of course, but I didn't really like it. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I think a lot of people are going to be divided on that. They might be like, oh, that's original, that's a cool idea, that's a little bit new. It's not the typical thing to do in this kind of movie, so I think some people will appreciate that, but then I think there's going to be a lot of people like myself that don't really like this twist. You guys will know exactly what I'm talking about when you go watch the movie. But yeah, that's really all the negatives that I had. Everything else I thought was really well done. Well, I guess I lied. There was one more thing that I didn't really like, and that was the ending. It was just kind of abrupt. It was like all this stuff happens for like 30 minutes, and then it's just kind of like, okay, that's it. But overall, I did really enjoy this film, and I would place it as my second favorite Jordan Peele movie out of the 3 that he's produced. Number 1 is still Get Out, then it's Nope, then it's Us, and I've seen a lot of other people putting his movies in that order too. I really wanted this to be like my favorite Jordan Peele movie because I am a huge alien nerd. I love aliens and all the conspiracy theories and everything that come along with that, so I really wanted to like this movie. I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to, but I still really liked the movie. I had a good time, and I do not regret buying a movie ticket. You should definitely go see this in the theater, and if you can watch it in D-Box, I highly recommend to watch it like that, or IMAX, or even just a regular screen like I did the trick. Really enjoyable and immersive. Now on to my final rating for Jordan Peele's Nope. Now I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think he could have improved on a few things, like making that ending a little bit more fulfilling and decisive. I think, like I said, it just kind of ended right away. I think if the pacing was adjusted a little bit, and maybe the movie was shortened a bit too, because it did kind of drag on a little, then I think this could have been a fantastic movie, but I still had a great time, like I've been saying, just not as good of a time as I was anticipating. And it's weird because this movie, like, some people are saying this is the best movie of the year, and then some people are saying this wasn't that good, and it's, you know, it's really weird because in 2022 it feels like every other movie that comes out in the theater has mixed reviews. Like, some people really like it, some people don't. It's really strange. Like, I haven't seen mixed reviews this consistent for a long time, so it's more important than ever now to leave your opinions about movies. So let me know what you guys thought about Nope down below, and also if you've seen all 3 of Jordan Peele's movies, let me know your list down below in the comments too. But for now, that's the end of the video, guys. Make sure you go check out this movie in the theater. If you guys are new to the channel too, make sure you like and subscribe. But for now, that's the end of this video. Thank you again for watching. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.